Back again. Uh, I changed the camera angle so that you can see the 6A1 minis I have running right now. Um, Lori and I are going out tonight for dinner, and then I'm going to try and get this room wired up with cameras tomorrow. No promises. But I am going to try and get this room wired up with cameras so that you can see it. I am going to go live 24/7 on the printers, so you can watch the automation in action if you want to pop in. I'm going to mic it up so you hear the sound of the room. Excuse me. Been extremely busy. I went from 4 printers on the shelf to 6. They're printing off what I need for the rest of the printers when they come in. There's a little delay in Amazon. I'm getting some today. I have 3 in front of me. Some tomorrow, some on Monday. Doesn't matter. I can't run any more than I have. I have 8 printers going right now. I have 6 A1 minis, and over there I have 2 P1Ss. And all I'm running right now is parts to expand the farm. It's going to be 18 printers running, 16 A1 minis, 2 P1Ss. The P1Ss are mine. They are my prototypes. They're for parts. They're not going to be used in production for now. The A1 minis run on automation. I don't know if you can see it. They're actually tilted at a 20-degree angle. You have to print out this platform they sit on that snaps together. The guy that designed it did a really nice job. It sits on the platform. If you see a piece of wood right here, I don't have it nailed down yet. I don't have any nails. That is a 1x2. It's so that they can't walk themselves off from the vibration at night. What else have I done? It's been busy. Stuff's coming in. Had some filament issues. I'm learning about filament and the problems of filament. One of the problems I had was because they're on the spool holder, they kind of jam up easy. So what I'm printing, I can't show you one, but they're in a P1S, is a sleeve that goes over that spool holder, and the spool sits on it better, and then you don't have that problem with it. I have 2 up there now that have it on there. I don't think you can see it. They're tight quarters up there. I am going to mount them in not a box so much, but they're going to be kept in place so they can't dance around on the shelving unit once I know where they're sitting. I'm pretty sure this is how I'm running. I did relabel them. It's rack 1, A, B, C, D, E, F is behind me. But I think the biggest problem I'm going to have is a supply issue. This isn't Amazon's not as dependable as they used to be, especially on larger orders. So I'm going to have to make sure I keep an eye on my inventory of filament. I'm still not sure how to store the filament. I don't know if I should store it in the box that it comes in, or should I open it up and put it on the shelf? That closet's running at 28% humidity, so it's dry enough in there. I could leave it on the roll. The other thing I'm trying very hard to do is not to have any filament left over. I run it down as low as I can. Now on the parts, I'm running it down as low as possible. But because the P1Ss are going to be prototype machines and figuring stuff out and printing parts that break or whatever over there, I can use the end of rolls. So my goal is to run them as far down as I can here, then use them as filament for the P1Ss because I can set it up, even though they're different colors, I can set it up so that they're same color. And although it'll go from one reel when it's empty to the next reel, to the next reel, to the next reel. And I can just keep doing that. Today was pretty cheap for me. I didn't buy anything. I'm lying. I bought 15 rolls of filament. I bought wood shaving filament to see what it's like. I bought 15 rolls of it. I got 3 packages in 5 colors. They're all running these Black Friday sales, so I'm checking them out. I'm trying to get some different colors and just see what they're like. Steve Acorn was telling me about a filament joiner, a connector. It looks like you can get the P1A just shut off. I think no, the A1 Mini shut off. I need to change that out. That's a 5-hour run, and it's one behind in pieces. So I had an issue with it earlier, so it got about an hour and a half behind the other ones. What I like about the A1s is it's when it comes off, you can hit reprint, print, and done, and it does everything else for you. I'm not so sure about this batch of filament I got. This was an emergency batch. Wish I had written down the name of it. I'll have to look on the Amazon invoices and figure it out. Oh man, my beard is uneven. Boy, I'm sloppy. It's stringy. It's a lot of strings in it. I don't know if you can see it. There's a lot of fluff right here. I like to fidget with stuff. I found that if you break out the supports early, it's a lot easier to get them supports off. See the tree-looking things? They're called supports. I have real bad arthritis in my hands, so I use pliers. These aren't parts for customers, so and it just breaks off into pieces. And what it does is it supports areas like that little screw hole that would fall normally. So it's just like trees holding up plastic. They're just parts to expand to improve the printers. So it's so I can run automation. When I get this all off of here, I'll show you what this does. This is part of the automation system. Like I was saying, it sits up on that platform at a 20-degree angle. And then this goes on the printer head. Bam. This is why I try and do it while it's warm. It's easier. My printer got delayed till tomorrow. Okay, I'm not the only one. I have printer issues too. My printers got delayed till tomorrow. I got 3 of them that I was supposed to get 9 or 10 of them. This goes on the front of the printer where the hot head is, hot end is. This goes on there. See, it looks like a little snow plow, and that's just what it does. Is and it pushes the pieces off. It pushes the top of the piece and it pushes it over. I've run a lot of tests with the automation now. I've run it through a couple laps. As long as I use the same, as long as the bed has the same size pieces on it, it goes right over. Now, poop. I got some poop, guys. I got some waste. All my prototype. I'm not keeping anything. Like this piece here. I was trying to figure out supports and all. So that'll go in the waste. In the waste it goes. I don't want any laying around. The P1 just ended with those things, so I'll be able to show you that in a couple of minutes. I'll let them cool down so it doesn't warp. They're screw caps. It screws. It goes around it grabs onto the spool holder, and then it has a cap on the end that screws it on, so it doesn't come apart. And then you run into less filament issues. I've had a couple filament issues, so I believe in it. I was like, do you really need it? And yes, I believe in it now. For the automation, it's a must. This is a support problem. I don't know if you can see it. It's stringy. And the reason is because I put critical supports and I gave it a 30-degree angle, and this must be right at 30. If this was 45, it would have been better. So the first layer started to fall, and that's why it's stringy. Couple of things I could have done. I could have slowed the printer head down so that it would give it a chance to cool off before it ran another layer. Just little things like that I'm learning. The chest pieces run. I have some over there. I got 5 sets done last night. I did not use automation because I forgot I had to print all this stuff up this morning. So I can set them up for automation for production. My goal is to eventually have 10-kilogram reels mounted on the wall, run to each printer so that they just go for a week at a time. Boom, 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 boom. I believe I can do it. We're going to find out. I will push the limits. There ain't nobody better than me at testing to see what something will do. Found some more of that string, so I'm just going to pull it off. This is in a custom piece. This isn't for a customer. It's not like I'm printing it for me. Looks don't matter. This is a workshop. It's functionality. Otherwise, I'd have gotten that rainbow stuff and made them real pretty, you know. I took a break today, told my wife I was union. And since I was union, I'm voting for Biden. She kicked me in my ass. These should be cool enough. Let's pull these out. They're cool enough that they're falling off. No, not down there. So this is out of the P1. So that's one side. That's 2 sides. That's a cat. I had a problem that I'm not worried about. Like I said, the prototypes and stuff. This is one of the things that happens if you change the spool halfway through a print. It gets these strings. Because this is stuff I'm using in the workshop, it's okay. So the spool holder is off the back of the machine. It goes like this. It snaps together like that. Has a sleeve that goes over it that the filament will fit right on there. And then it has a screw cap. See the thread? And then there's thread in the cap. And I found that if you turn it, if you don't do it live on TV, you have no problems. But once you run the screw a few times, they go right on and off. It's a really good design. If you don't have an AMS, this is a must-have upgrade. I will tell you when something works for me like this. Again, I ran no supports on it because it says run it with no supports. I ran it on draft. I probably should have slowed it down. I'll just clean it up. It'll work. It'll do the job. And that's what I need is I need things that work until they're broken. And that's the reality of business is you don't fix anything until it's broke. I didn't get the AMS one. Okay, then one of the first things you need to do is print one of these. Maybe on this video, if you give me an hour or so, childhood games, if you give me an hour or so, I'll put a link to it. The one that I'm using, it was on printables, was my STL file. And it's worth the material to run it because otherwise you get filament issues. So I'll pin it on this. I'll pin it on this video right after I get off of here. I can't put it in chat, I don't think. Oh yeah, I got chat. I can put chat in. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. My hands shake, guys, so I have a problem sometimes when putting things together. Give me just 1 second. Let me go to printables. A1 mini spool. Let's see what happens. See if I can find it. If I'll only take a half a second. If I can't find it, I'll find it and I'll link it in. Yeah, I don't see it. I'll have to search for it after the live. I'm not gonna waste your time. So that's what's going on. It's a lot of setup work, guys. This is not. Are the printers plug and play? Yes, they're pretty much plug and play. I pretty much plug them in and go. That being said, as a business, there's a lot of other things that have to be done. Automation. You see all the printers are running. They're all printing for automation. So that when all the other computers come in, I just unbox them, put them on the shelf, and I already have the stuff it needs for the automation. I'm printing extra of these so that if one of them breaks or I drop one or I crack one or whatever happens, I have extra. I do have extra parts. I have hot heads. I have it all, guys. I ran this like a business. I know I keep saying that, but listen, there's many different types of businesses. I'm in production. I want to produce a product. All right. If you want to be a flea market seller and you want 25 different items and you got to bounce all over printing this, that, and 15 colors and half rolls and all that, that's fine. That's your business. I'm running this as my business and this is how I'm doing it. And you can take it for what it's worth. Not everybody will understand that. I'm sure at times I'm going to get the snarky comments, and guess what? I'm not even going to reply to them. I was going to put just keep coming back. Maybe you'll hear something you like, but that's why it's in the description. The first thing it says is subscribe or not. I don't care. I didn't do this for you. I'm doing this for my children and my grandchildren, and in case I want to look back on it. So with that, I got to get going. I promised Lori I'd take her out. We need cameras. We need to get going. I need to set this P1 up to print again another round of these things. Hopefully tomorrow I'm done printing that stuff because I have a surprise for my granddaughter. I built a castle. I didn't build it. I got it off of printables. But I went in, I painted it, I broke it down. So it's all these different colors, and it's a box that opens up. And I'll show it. Hopefully I have it done tomorrow in time for the live, and I'll show it to you. Guys, remember, God loves you. I'm trying. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm really trying very hard to do this every day. This is day 9. I have 8 printers running, and it's just barely been a week. Give me a month and I'll have a farm. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow.